Oh, yeah. So today is to access the SIT server to publish our work. Publishing our work requires that other people can see it. The server, we have control over our account on the server, and parts of the server, we can make it so that other people can see it. Now, that is the way it has been set up, but we have a special folder on the server called public_HTML. That is where we publish, because that's the only place in our account where other people can see the work. So how do we get access to this server? Well, if you wanted to see somebody else's published account on the server, you could just go to, and excuse me, I'm just going to push some of this stuff out of the way there, but you could just go to the SIT server, and parts of the SIT server are open. So, there's stuff on there that you can just look at. But if you know the account that you want to go to and see, you can use this tilde thing. The tilde sits on near your numeric keyboard at the top of my on mine on my laptop. It's a little symbol that's sort of beside the one, and with a shift. But the tilde is this thing here, right? The tilde that looks like a curly little wave thing. Now I've put tilde mark. You could do this as well, but tilde mark will allow anybody anywhere in the world, if they type in the URL sit.cna-cutter.edu.qa/tilde mark, that brings up my my account, the stuff that I have published, so people can see it. So you could go there, and if you clicked on this, you would show a website. Now, it's a pretty basic website. It's not much going on in that website, but it is a website, okay? And that's kind of what I want you guys to be doing, is publishing your website somewhere. Well, you could publish your website to some web hosting, but they're going to charge you money. You got a free option here at the college, which is SIT. And in fact, I shouldn't use the word option, because we're saying, yeah, you have to publish on this site. So in order to publish on this site, we have to have some way of getting our stuff from our laptops up to this server so that other people can see it. Well, we use FileZilla. FileZilla, you don't need to use FileZilla. I use this analogy with the other class, and I'll give it to you. If you imagine coming to the college and you were saying that I want to put a poster at the college. So I make this poster in my house, and then I get on the bus and I go to the college and I put it up in building 10. Okay, so if we named the bus, if we gave it a special name and we called that bus FileZilla, we could say that we're using FileZilla to take our poster to the college. But the poster is at the college, right? It's sitting in building 10, and people go to the building 10 and they can see the poster. So we don't say that we put the poster on FileZilla. FileZilla was a vehicle that we used to bring the poster to the place where the poster ended up. And so FileZilla is an example of an FTP application. FTP stands for File Transport Protocol. File Transport Protocol is built into the protocols that work on the internet, and there are a number of different tools that allow us to tap into this FileZilla. So the reason why we're come on, I'm trying to double click on this and not having much luck. There we go. Well, open, yeah, please. The reason why we use FileZilla, well, it was open all the time, but yeah, rotten thing, is because it's open source, free software application that anybody can use without any special, anything that they need to do about it. So if we just went and did a search, FileZilla, you'll find a .org. So there's many places will offer you FileZilla, but I would use the one which is the actual. My goodness, There's so many here. I'm looking. Yeah, this one here I would use the filezillaproject.org. I'd use the project.org because it is a free software. So why are you going to go to these other places and potentially get some viruses or whatever? Anyway, so go there and download the FileZilla client. Do not download the FileZilla server. You don't want to be running a server. You want to be running a client. You're going to download the FileZilla client and install it. And once you install the FileZilla client, you'll end up with FileZilla client running on your computer. And if you launch it, I probably got it launched here somewhere. So then you get something like this. This is the FileZilla client once it is installed. So you need to install it, and then you need to launch it. And as soon as you launch it, you'll see that one thing that FileZilla does is it gives access to your current hard drives. Okay, so all of the files that I could access using my file explorer that comes with Windows, I can access with FileZilla. And that's important because maybe I want to upload something that I've been working on my laptop. I want to upload it to a server somewhere. Now on the right here is a window where we're going to see destination folders on our server. But first we have to have access to our server. So we gain access through this form at the top of the FileZilla application. So FileZilla is going to connect through the internet. Of course, you have to be connected on the internet first. And so that's why it's going to use this port. But we have to name the host that we're going to use. We actually have to specify the protocol that we're going to use, SFTP. We use the SFTP protocol. And so secure FTP. FTP is a file transport protocol. We're going to use a secure file transport protocol to access our server. And so then we need to specify the server. It's the SIT server. SIT is the School of Information Technology. This is a server which is running in the office of one of the instructors here. That's Robert Ford. So thank you to Robert Ford because he configured and maintains this server so that all of us can use it. And so that's a little extra work for him, but he doesn't complain too much. So that's nice. cnacutter.edu.qa. That is the server. Then you need to, so that's the server where you have an account. Now you have an account there. And again, thank you to Robert Ford for that, because he has created an account for all the students of these courses. He's got a little script that allows him to do that. So he's done that. And so your username will be your student number. Now, my username is not my student number, but your username is your student number. So that's how you would log in there. You would use your student number. Your password is the same password that you use to log into D2L and to PeopleSoft here at the college. So you would put that there. I'm not going to show you my password, but I am going to try and log in. And then you do need to specify a port, and the port is 2222. Now, if you've done that correctly, you will be able to log in. Now, it is going to say that, this is the first time, using this key. Yeah, okay, you can use this key. I don't mind. And there we go. It seems that I was able to remember my password and my user ID. And so now I am logged in to, and I have access to the SIT server. And I can see that because I can see over here in the right-hand column in this window that I have a folder which is open, which is my folder on the SIT server. Now, if I go to this special folder, this is a very special folder here, the public_HTML. You need to have that folder. And that is the folder where you're going to publish everything. If it's not in there, we won't see it. And I hope that it's pretty obvious why we wouldn't see it. This is a folder, this is the marked folder, and you'll have one which is 600 blah blah blah, but that folder is your account. your account is not open to the entire world. And that's important because you want to go and edit stuff and do stuff in there. However, in the public HTML folder, that's open to the entire world with read access. Now, when I look at the public HTML folder and I go to the my site one, if I open this window a bit more so you can see a bit more, down below, I can see the contents of that folder. Now I'm highlighting the CO3 my site, and I can see that there's an index HTML file there. So that means I actually have in this folder on my server this index.html file. And in fact, we were looking at that only a minute ago, and here it is again. So do you remember this? Just a minute ago, we were looking at this website, which is this. No, sorry, there's so many little windows here. I do not. Yeah, there it is. So this is the this is, if I look at the full URL, can you see that on the SIT server in Mark's account in the CO3 my site pages? There's well, I'm at the hobbies, but if I went back to the home, that's the index.html file, which is the one we're looking at here in, I'm looking at it in the FileZilla application. But the FileZilla application is allowing me to see this file on the server. Now, how did that file get to the server? Originally, it was on my hard drive in a local directory in my folder. Now, I can't remember just exactly which one, but let's say, I don't know, if I went to the desktop, what have I got going on in the desktop? Probably, I don't know. To be honest, I apologize for this because I can't remember where these things are, but look at that. I do have some labs here. Let's say lab 2, and I've got a solution to lab 2. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So let's say I have this lab 2 here, and maybe that's familiar to you, and I want to move my lab 2 up to this server. So what I could do is I go to the right, and I highlight the place where I want it to go, and then I highlight the file here. You see they're both highlighted, and I'm going to go to the transfer, and I'm going to do do a manual transfer, and that's where I want it to. That's where it's coming from. Let's see if that will work. Yeah, upload, and okay. Local files or directory instead of a regular file. Oh, well, that's not good. Yeah, got to be an easier way of doing this. How I usually do it is just click and drag, but you know, my clicking is, look at that, I moved it to, I'm having a bit of trouble with my click and dragging, to be honest. See, now I put that in a place where I didn't want it to go. Right, so here, I'm going to click and drag it onto that. Done it. And now it shows up on the server. Now, how does that affect life in the real world? If I go to my back to my browser, and I'm just going to go back to this site. Well, sorry, not that site. I need to go back to. Okay, so this is, now I see that I have lesson 2, which I've just uploaded. If I, well, there's no, what's going on with lesson 2? It doesn't seem to be anything there that I can read. It is there. If I can have a look at it here, I can see what's in there. Not much, just a picture. Oh, well, that's why. So maybe I should have uploaded another thing, but in fact, there is a picture there that has been uploaded. Can I see that picture? Not really, no, because it has to be in HTML. But I hope that is some use to you. I was able to upload a file. It's only I should have found a another, well, let's do lab 3. So annoying. I apologize for this. I'm having very bad control over my mouse. Yeah. When I clicked on that, anyways, what I want to do is just click and drag it over to that, and maybe you've got better control on your mouse than I do. I don't know why. It's, I guess it's probably my mouse pad or something. So now what's happened is I've moved all those files over to some other place where so annoying. Goodness, have I got anything that I could upload? No. I mean, you can upload any files, but the idea is you take a folder which you have created, and then you can upload the entire folder. I mean, I could do this, put it in a different place, right? I could put it on that in that lesson 2 folder. That way you'd be able to see it. If I can do that, if my finger control is good enough, because it hasn't been, right? Because I've been a bit clumsy. So I'll put it there. And now if I go into that folder there, you can see it's there. So it's as simple as that. Just click and drag, over it goes. And everything that was over here is now on there. And as I said, you can test that with your browser. So if you go to your browser and look at that. So I put that into this folder here. Oh, the problem with that is that I've got that index in it. And so it's just going to show me that index every time. So if I wanted to look at that, I'd have to go to the, did I put it there? No, I put it in lesson 2. So yeah, let's go back. This one, go back to lesson 2. And now I got that site there. And if I double click on it, so I was able to upload that site to a different location on my server. That is what this exercise is about. I'm going to pause. No, absolutely no zip files. All right. Do not. So such good questions. I do appreciate that. Do not upload any zip files onto this server, because then they won't work. You know what I mean? If you have a zip file up there, then I'll have to unzip it before we can use it. I don't have rights to do that. So no, you want to upload the entire folders the way I kind of did it here. You get the idea? So no zipped files. You do zip file, that won't work for me. So you take your assignment and all the files, take the whole folder and just drop it onto the public_HTML folder under your account in the on the SIT server. And if you do that, then I'll be able to see it the same way I was able to show you my stuff on here. You know, by using a tilde and your student number, I can see the parts of your account which are open to public view. And so there's only one part of that. That's the stuff under the public_HTML folder. And so I can go there and I can see your stuff. Okay. Yeah, I got you present, Muhammad. So very, very good question there about file transfer protocol works in both directions. So what that means is I could take all of this stuff from the server and bring it down to my local. Only the stuff that's in my account, right? I can't use FileZilla to go up onto somebody else's account and get their stuff and download it. All right. So if you look at the remote site, you see it only giving me access to my stuff. If I have access to somebody else's stuff, then that's an error. It shouldn't happen. So we can use it to put our stuff up there, and we can use it to bring it down, edit it on our local computer, and then put it back up. And that's a process that you'll probably become familiar with as you get into a bit more sort of web development, you know. So you'll be working on a local computer, you know, using whatever tools you've got, Visual Studio, Notepad, whatever. And then when you're happy with it, then you'll upload it. And then maybe you'll just tweak it a bit and upload it again. And so, yeah, that's kind of an easy thing to do with FileZilla. And FileZilla you can make the settings so it'll just upload a single file or the entire folder. Or you can have it only upload the things that are changed since last time. And so, yeah, so it's a part of the toolbox that you've got of the things that you use to develop your websites. So you do your developing in Visual Studio Code or Notepad++, and then you publish using FileZilla to a server where you have an account. And so you've been given an account on SIT, and so you can start publishing there. That's the idea of today. Anyway, so now I'm just repeating myself, and so I'm going to stop. Unless you guys got something else that you wanted to ask me. That was a good question. Thanks. Okay. Okay, so thanks, students. I am going to end the session then. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Mr. About
Yeah, you go on. Just well, I didn't end the meeting, right? Go on.
no, about the last lab, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't upload it. I thought today is the deadline, and I finished it, by the way.
Okay, so upload it. Okay, so in the future, from now on, and I haven't sort of made a big deal about it today, but we will. In the future, what we could do is get you to publish it, and then what you could put on D2L is you could put the link, the URL link, but also the compressed file of it. But I mean, it's going to be good when I can check your work on the server. So, anyways, something to look forward to. Okay. Any more questions?
Thank you, Mr.